Do it my way, damn it. After 10 years on the road, I'm gonna show you what I found. Well, I've seen all there's to see in every one-horse town. I'm a rider. I'm always cutting things too close. But life sometimes is hell when you're out on a whiskey road. Well, I've lived out of a suitcase in all the cheap hotels. I've threaded morning light from the bars of a country jail. You know, I've used the road my best. I always drank me a heavy load. But you soon run out of luck when you're out on a whiskey road. She's like a lady of the night. She's gonna rob you of all your riches, but she'll leave you feeling right. Some men call her trouble, that's where I call my home. When I'm traveling down the long with a whiskey road. Lessons learned living out on the road. Be sure it's all you want from life, 'cause it's all you're ever gonna know. It's so hard to turn away from that lonely drifter's goal. But no one bears blame when you're out on a whiskey road. She's like a lady of the night. She's gonna rob you of all your riches, but she'll leave you feeling right. Some men call her trouble, that's where I call my home. When I'm traveling down the long with a whiskey road. She's like a lady of the night. She's gonna rob you of all your riches, but she'll leave you feeling right. Some men call the trouble, that's where I call my home. When I'm traveling down the long, don't you know I'm traveling down the long whiskey road. The only place I've ever called home. Whiskey road.
been a while since it happened, when I lost maps of directions of who I was before you pushed me in. Now I'm feeling all the pressure, like the air is getting thinner. The world I knew is gone, I'm diving in. Now I'm drowning far down underwater. Take me farther, I'm falling faster. Oh, now I'm
Welcome back to another week of Project Slam from Project Backstage. I'm Frank.
This is Corey.
And, honestly, this week we're broadcasting with a little bit of a cloud with the social climate. And we're hoping we're making the right choice. We've cut where we have no visitors. We have nobody that is not needed in studio tonight. And we're trying to do this right.
Yeah, well, I know we both went back and forth on whether or not we should do the show for many reasons. Do we get out into the real world, which I was ready to do that. Is it being irresponsible to get out and do this? But I think that you and I both came to the same agreement in that we felt like it was a perfect time to do the radio show. Maybe everybody that was feeling a little bit closed in and a little bit claustrophobic, give them something to do.
Well, here in Kansas City, where we broadcast from, or at least a suburb of, let me say it that way, yes, we have the 10-person limit. We're not on lockdown here like some cities are, and we still go to work every day. So with that in mind, that's why we decided that it was okay between just three of us in studio. Yeah, when we normally have, we would normally break the 10-person cap in a heartbeat. Yeah, with just three of us in studio, and we're far enough away from each other. We're doing the social distancing thing. We're not. Everything just seemed like, okay, we can do this safely where nobody's going to be in jeopardy. But we'll come back to all that later. Tonight, there is a lot going on beyond just what we're seeing every day in the news, and their concerts have been canceled. Local shows have been canceled.
Venues shut down.
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole city's really shut down.
Everything's shut down.
But but there was also a lot of gaming news this week between PlayStation or Sony and Microsoft with the Xbox. That hit like bricks this week. Did you get to see any of those, Joe?
I know that Xbox definitely has started up a petition to raise money to put towards the coronavirus and getting people to go in there and help them, donate to get rid of it. But that's probably the most that I've seen Xbox do so far.
Okay, did you see with the next gen console stuff, the PS5 and the new Xbox? I can't get the name right because it's so close to Xbox One. It's like one Xbox or something like that, and it's just weird. But Phil is already trying to take me off my game in the chat along with Billy, and I see Rick in there. That's kind of awesome. Good to see you again, Rick. But they released the next gen console information, at least the specs of it, and it was kind of shocking, to be honest. Did you see it, Corey, at all?
No.
Well, we're going to have to get you up to speed if we're even going to talk about it. You're not a gamer, though, so that's what makes this even better.
I mean,
Right.
to dumb it down, Corey.
Basically, it's faster connection speed.
Right on.
Graphics look better. Sound quality looks better.
Ray
If you have
tracing.
headphones, it's like 3D, around sound with
Right
just
on.
little headphones. It's a better gaming experience.
Yeah, and the differences between the two. Watching Mark, I hope I say his last name, Cerny's, watching his PS5 presentation was the most boring thing I have ever done. But we'll talk more about this later because I've got to talk about that presentation. It was
Got a lot to
ultra.
talk about. Davies is gone.
Davies didn't just shut down; they burnt down,
They burnt
and
that, and
that
just-
it's horrible.
Man, when it rains, it pours, right?
Man, that one kind of hit hard. That was a staple venue
What a surreal
for
week.
Kansas City.
Yeah, what a week,
But even outside of Kansas City, things are major concerts are going away. We still haven't heard from Rocklahoma yet, and
Well, they're sitting on that money, letting it collect enough interest. They're going to pull the plug.
I don't know if all the right. And we'll talk more about that when we come back
Right.
after the first break. But and we have more to talk about. Obviously, we're in the chat. Feel free, hit us up in there. We're a little off right now because this is the first time we've been together in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you sat last week out, and then we had some things come up the week before. But yeah, but it's great. It's good to be here in the studio. One of the things you were worried about was that if we needed to come in here and disinfect the place before we started our
And
radio
we did.
show.
We-
And we did. Although I told
It's
you,
got a
like,
funk in here right now of bleach like you wouldn't believe.
but I said, man, look, if you've been in that room at one time over the last 10 years,
Yeah.
you're pretty immune to pretty much anything and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But yeah, when we come back, we'll go ahead and we'll open up the show. Go ahead and hop in,
Grab a
chat,
drink.
grab a drink. We're going to be here for 2 hours. Lots to cover. Come in, chat. Talk about everything with us. We'll see you here shortly. Slam Radio.
All my streams fell on don't get in. Somebody run, scream. I can't take this out. All the things you said to me were real. Just broke me down when I tried to feel.
Welcome back to Slam Radio. Well, it's actually, I keep saying that from old habit. It dies hard. We ran that thing for 4 years. It said Slam Radio so many times. It's Project Slam now.
Project Slam.
Because there is there's issues with the term Slam Radio. We've been informed of.
There's another Slam Radio.
Yeah, several of them, but one of them actually holds a trademark on it, so we really can't go infringing on that.
Right.
So, which sucks because that was our thing, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Some interesting information in the chat room talking about the COVID-19, which everybody is on edge about. You can see that we actually have the news on one of our TVs in case anything breaks during the show here that we could talk about. Just because we are live and we have to be kind of aware of what's going on. But going over this past week, Davies lost it. Horrible fire.
Right.
And, people went in there with cameras and stuff. That place, and, for those in California or in other places that are watching this may not mean much to you, but this is kind of the essentially what, kind of like losing Whiskey Tango.
Or
not
Whiskey a Go-Go.
Whiskey a Go-Go.
Or, when I was always in Davies, I always kind of felt like, not that I've ever been to any clubs in New York City, but Davies,
I went to a few, and man, they're small up there, but man, they're good.
Davies reminded me of like what a New York, like a CBGB's must have felt like. You walked into that place, and if you would have, the Ramones could be playing, and it would just feel normal,
There was, I don't know of any local bands that hadn't played there.
Right.
Everybody's kind of taking a shot inside of Davies, and like Phil was saying, he's played there at least a couple handfuls worth. And, that's where a lot of people were able to get in and get a show on a Saturday night or a Friday night.
It was just a great venue. It was seedy enough, and it was just the perfect dive bar.
And Rick says in the chat, it's the worst thing to happen to the KC scene since the Grand Emporium became a sports bar.
Yep.
And I have to agree. It's a tremendous loss. Yes, they're talking about rebuilding currently and coming back, and but I also don't put a whole lot of stock into that with anybody, in business, because you have you have that initial, I don't want to lose this, I don't want to do just like in anything that we've had to let go of in the past. But then sometimes you get away from it and you decide later maybe it is time to hang it up and just let it go.
Well, what would you do?
I hope they come back.
What would you do if you were handed that insurance money, knowing the climate of live music venues these days, and knowing
it's a tough business?
And let's face it, Davies, in order for them to be Davies, they're going to have to open up in the Midtown, downtown. They're not going to be able to come to Merriam, Kansas, or Independence. Davies is going to have to stay.
That's expensive property down there. They still have the property, is the thing.
Right.
It's going to take a lot of renovation.
Right.
But I don't know. That's why I hope they come back. I think, and there's been all kinds of talks about doing a fundraiser for them and doing this and doing that. It was insured.
I've heard the developers have been circling that block.
Yeah, it's expensive
for the last few years.
It's some of the most expensive real estate in Kansas City right now.
Right. Everybody wants to get their hands on that kind of property to build, a high-rise.
Right. Because that's the big thing right now.
Yeah,
they're building them everywhere, and it's just. It's a sad thing.
Yeah, I definitely hope they come back, but we'll see. It's going to be tempting. The live music venue business isn't necessarily, people aren't becoming millionaires, and you get an opportunity to walk away from it. And on the plus side, then who knows? We'll see.
Well, especially if you're talking about larger venues versus smaller. I mean, you start getting into a whole big demographic debate on that. But. Davies Up Down, I hope it comes back. We'll have to see what time sheds here, because it's going to be a challenge with everything going on. if they do, and I do agree with Phil in the chat, if they do reopen, they're going to see an influx of people wanting to support them. I believe that's 100% correct.
Oh, definitely.
And-
I think people have always supported Davies. You know?
It's a staple.
It's
is one
right.
of Kansas City's staples, and there aren't many. Yeah, a lot of the venues that we have now are newer venues, or they've come around lately.
But that-
even Aftershock's been here 10 or 15 years.
12.
Yeah, so
But, But that's still like
And
just
that's
a blink.
still new,
Right,
in
that's still
comparison
new.
to
Right.
what some of these other venues have been.
Yeah. I mean,
And Voodoo, they've only been around 10 or 15.
yeah, I mean, really, Davies is has the
Right.
longest ongoing
I mean, you have
record.
Knuckleheads, but they kind of handle their own genre, and they're kind of specialty, and they're good.
Right.
But they're still relatively new on the scene.
Does anyone in the? I mean, Davies goes way back. I remember seeing when they opened. But I don't want to throw a number out because I'd probably get it wrong. But I'm thinking that Michelle's dad opened that place in was it the late 50s or was it the late 60s?
I mean, it's been many, many years. Before Aftershock, this place was a lot of things. It was Rum Runners. It was before that. It was Phil thinks he remembers Pete's Landing.
It was something land. Ricky's Landing.
Yes, and so I mean, it's been here a while, but in its current iteration, it's
something.
Yeah, but Davies has always been Davies,
right?
And we got to pay tribute and give them their due here.
I remember when that side room wasn't there, when it was just the one room.
And there's stories out of there. There's some stories.
Do you remember the pool room to the left, at the end of the bar? At the end of the bar, there's a door, and it went into this this dingy room with a couple pool tables that forever was open, and then just over the last few years they didn't open it. And that's where you ducked into there to do bad things,
That was the untold room.
Yeah, once I took a national act up there, and I was telling Michelle it's a bummer that you don't have a green room, and she's like, we have a green room, and I'm like, what? She's like, it's
not
down.
green.
She's like, it's downstairs. And
I'd never gone downstairs, and all the times I never went downstairs.
Oh my God, it was something else. Yeah.
You got any stories you want to share?
It was just once I went down there, when she showed me, she's like, you could put the bands down here. I was like, oh yeah, thanks, Michelle. But it was pretty seedy down there. You can imagine what the basement at that place looked like. But it's going to be missed, and Michelle's always been good to me. Whether it was just as a patron or doing a show there. I have all kinds of favorite venues. Everyone just assumes, of course, Aftershock is my home.
We're here.
What
are we going to say? I mean,
before I ever started doing shows, I was just a guy that went out and went to shows, and and Davies was my favorite small venue. It was my favorite seedy small bar with a stage, if you will. And it'll definitely be missed, and so we'll see.
Oh man, yeah, Beaumont, America's Pub. Yeah, I like how Rick puts that. The place where people made it a point to try and procreate in the bathroom.
Right.
So it was, that whole area. And honestly, Westport isn't what it used to be by any means.
No,
the Power and Light District, which is in the center of downtown Kansas City, has kind of gotten all the attention and gets all the love from the city to do whatever.
I remember living with 3 or 4 other guys in Westport, and we'd drink beer and play hacky sack in the living room until about 10 p.m. and then head to Westport, not knowing really where we were going to end up, but just knowing there were going to be 3 or 4 shows at 3 different, several venues, and just jumping around.
I cannot tell you how many shows I saw at Beaumont in its history. That was one of the Incredibles. And talking about this, Nieners, that was another one. Nieners, But this is exactly, this is exactly what we're talking about. We lost Davies Uptown for now. Yeah, but all of these other venues that have come and gone that were great, they were just good places to go. And I'm afraid we're going to lose more venues, especially now with all of this, global crisis, if you will, that we're in.
I can't.
This place that we're sitting in is closed.
Yeah.
It cannot open.
And I sitting here,
Yeah.
I can't, even talking to Steve since all this has gone down,
It's rough.
I can't promise you that
It's going to open back up.
that it's going to open back up.
And that's something that we have not let out until just now.
Yeah.
There is a very good chance that Aftershock will not open again because this could have been the final nail.
Well, and it's just not Aftershock. It's everybody's. If we're, I think if you talk to anybody, if you talk to the riot room, I mean, it's a matter of like time. If this is only going to go on for.
With that said, though, I do want to make it clear if you're booking dates here, because we've had the same conversations with Steve.
Yes.
Right now we're still. I say we just because I'm here. I feel like I live here.
Right.
I don't want to try to claim any credit or anything that's ever happened here, but as of right now, they're still booking dates. They're still trying to set things on the calendar.
Well, we're forging forward just like any other venue.
There is serious talk that
But
we
if
could
this
lose
turns
another venue.
If this turns into, this turns
An
into
18-month run,
right.
it's done.
If we're still closed down, 7 months from now, I don't know, man. And I don't think
If it comes back May 15th, like what they're talking now,
we'll all be good. We'll be
We're
good. And I think
even June. I think-
June.
Yeah, I think we're okay in June.
But you start
because Kilroy can't run Roxy right now,
no.
and all of it. Yeah, there's a very significant chance we could be in a bad place for music.
And these, we're not talking like rent's not $600 or $700 a
No.
month. It's not even $1,000 or $2,000 a
Yeah,
month.
you're talking $4,000-$5,000
a month
that have to be put out just for it to sit here.
Right.
And I don't know. I'm in a very, very bad place when it comes to the future of local music in Kansas City specifically. And this is just here. I know California and Seattle and Nashville and all these other places, they're facing the same things we're talking about in this venue that we're sitting in.
Right.
Yeah. So this is not a good... We were already on the bubble.
I think everybody's in this holding pattern, forge forward and play it by ear. And as of right now, we plan on moving forward, opening up, and we're continuing on. But right now, anything's possible.
I agree with both Phil and Rick has just said. To expect more tests, expect more confirmations, and expect small business gifts from the government to help keep things afloat. One, I hope that happens because I would gladly take the bet and have to pay Phil $10 on this.
Right.
I would do that in a heartbeat. And what Rick said, doing online shows, they have the musicians that do online shows that directly support those that have supported us for years, donate for the shows, better than nothing. And I agree with that, but there's a lot. The music community is awesome, always has been. Every time someone's in need, they always come together.
No doubt.
And I understand I'm stuttering over my words, and I'm not making a whole lot of sense here because this is something that I truly am emotional about. And it's something that hopefully doesn't have to come to that, but I would 100%. I'm not just to save Aftershock or to save Roxy or to save Knuckleheads. Name your venue is what it comes down to.
Right.
But I do that in a heartbeat to make sure that there was a place to go when all of this is over, because it will pass. We will get past it. and it's going to, I truly believe, be even better on the other side.
I think this may, and I think that when I say a reset, I think on
This
many
is as big
levels
of a reset as you can get.
that
Let's just be honest.
beyond even just local music. I think, and I hope that it's a reset. I hope that there's a lot that can come, a lot of good that could come out of this. I'd like to see.
We're already seeing a lot of good.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get off the dark side of this. We're
Right.
already seeing a lot of good
Yeah.
when it comes to social media. There's a thing going around right now about a COVID concert series. Yes,
Right.
I know the name, whatever. But the point is that I kind of like that, where these bands are broadcasting their shows online, kind of like
Right.
what Dropkick Murphys did,
Right.
or Willie Nelson and that whole group is doing
Something
later
tonight,
tonight.
right.
And I mean, that's just awesome in itself.
Well, it's neat to. It's really great to start seeing some of our friends, even locally, thinking outside the box.
Yes.
And again, it's a testimony to the people that we know, the artists, musicians.
Well, Matthew Wilburn today put it
Yeah.
out to do. Here locally, we have a thing that for a long time it was the Phony Jam. It's where artists from different bands got together and played a song that wasn't really by them.
Right.
And it's something that's really fun to watch. And they're talking about doing an online side of that. And yes, I didn't even talk to you about it, but I threw it up there. If we have resources that can help make something like that happen, whether it be streams or, helping get reach to other people, whatever it is, I will gladly throw whatever we have at it and offer it to the musicians to use
Right.
for their broadcasting. I don't care. I want to see things like that.
Yeah, I think especially for the musicians right now, especially the ones that depended on the income that they, you look at someone like Tyler Lyons and Nick Marshall and guys like that weren't, hustling at night after their day job. It's they hustle music, 7 days a week, and that's what pays their bills. And right now they're just,
well, and we've even talked about it. And this is kind of letting the cat out of the bag a little bit. This venue's sitting here. We have a 10-person cap that we can put in here. We can't sell alcohol. We can't do any of that. But we have a stage sitting out there, and we've got cameras. And if there's a 5-person band, to stay under the cap, we could have 4 people on production to be able to do like what the Dropkick Murphys did.
Right.
And do an online concert. Yes, we could probably set it up through some other service where people pay $2-3 to watch this online, and actually interact in the band, kind of like if they were in the crowd, whatever. It's hard to break that when you're there and they're here.
Right.
It's hard to bridge that gap, but we
Yes.
could do it the best we can, and do
Phil,
that for a
Phil in
little
the chat
while.
room had just mentioned that nothing takes the place of being present. But I think if we could do something, at least for the time being, that might generate a little bit of income for these cats, that would be
Right.
definitely appreciated.
Even like I said, even if it's $2, $3, $4, whatever, a person watching, to me they'd be like, it's $4. I don't care. I'll give them $4 to be able to watch this stream, see what happens,
Right.
because you never know. Anytime you do anything live, it's something funny can happen at any given time. But it is, and Phil says it right. It's only sustainable for so long.
Right.
But, and yes, the venue wouldn't make any money doing that. I don't think we would make any money doing that, but that's not the point.
No, and right now, as far as this venue goes, we're just on hold. You know, deal is
and it's no different than anybody else over here, especially over here on the Kansas side.
Yeah.
It's gotten bad over here.
now you might see some people freaking out. Like I said, if come July we're not open, then
we're probably talking about changing some paint.
right. But but right now I know the owner of this club. He said, let's look on the bright side. Maybe we'll all take a breather. This might be the only time that any of us get to take a vacation. So let's all step back, take a deep breath, and
I love how he tells you exactly how it is. Rick does, and that's because his beer's half empty. Carry your ass to the fridge and fill it.
right. And so
Yeah.
I kind of think, and one of the things that the owner said, it was like, just maybe on the other side of this might be brighter days than we've seen even before.
And that's what I really want these bands to hold out for. Not necessarily don't do this stuff online. I'm encouraging this stuff because right now you're going to see tremendous, especially if we go into quarantine, like what keeps getting talked about. Even the governor today said he hasn't closed businesses, and he emphasized yet. If we go into quarantine like what Italy or San Francisco or Sacramento or Miami, if we go into quarantine here, that's nothing but time for these artists to develop new stuff and show it off online.
Right.
So that when these venues do open back up, and I believe they will, regardless of where you're at, all these people that you've watched online and that you've learned to love their music, even if you've never heard of them before, now there's an outlet for them. Besides just taking a stage on a Saturday night.
Right.
It's always been there, but now it's got to be utilized.
Right.
And I truly believe on the backside of this, there's a starvation for entertainment.
Definitely. And it goes all back to, and maybe, and Frank, I never try to speak for you, but when people tease like, geez, when are you and Frank ever gonna just hang it up and go away? You just keep lingering around. We thought Frank had, and then
I went away for 4 years.
And he's back, and we're not musicians.
The chat room delay is not that much tonight, apparently.
Right, and but Frank, I think we're not musicians, but I think the day will come when I've, got to walk away from this. And what makes
same with me.
And I just can't I can't fathom the idea of no longer having this extended family, in my life. I can't imagine that one day not thinking to myself, I haven't seen Frank in like 3 years, or I haven't ran into so and so, or Well,
because even on my hiatus, he still came over to the house.
Right.
We still hung out. We did. I kept up with people even in my time away, if you will. And
it really is a family,
It truly is. Rick, I haven't seen Rick in a long time, but I tell you what, same with Phil. I play with Phil all the damn time online, and we joke and we have fun. But Rick, for example, specifically, I haven't seen him forever. But the minute I do see him at a show or something, it's like no time's passed.
And you know what? That's like when you have real bonds with people. Is that whether it's a day, a week, or a year? As soon as you come together,
Billy asshole in there, though. I mean, he just
old Drury.
He keeps running across the country. I've chased him to Las Vegas. Now he's in Ohio. I will not go to Ohio until this shit's done. That's all I'm saying. So
right. So last week. Before we went it was our last break and music was already queued up. Rick had asked for us to play some Restraint. So,
do we even have Restraint now? For people that have just started tuning into the show or whatever, we're on kind of a limited playlist because I haven't done my job, and we had to flip producers, and we haven't. Now we got Joe in here. And
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you, Frank. I mean, you work 50 hours a week at your day job. You have a kid at home. You're busy being a father, a husband, working your day job. What? Come on, get your shit together.
Yeah, but
what do you mean you don't have any time?
This week, now that we finally got Joe in the seat, this is the second week in here. He's doing a great job. Yeah, especially for 2 weeks in. Let's be honest, I didn't expect it, but. Now that we got him in here, we could actually get our graphics package done to where we want it. We can get our music where we want it. We can actually do stuff. Is Restraint even on Spotify? Are they on Spotify at all?
I mean,
I could try to drag off of them, and we'll have Joe take a look here. Restraining Order. That's kind of try that one. I don't know.
YouTube.
You talk while I'm trying to sort this out.
Well, pull from YouTube.
Yeah, can we do that?
Sure, we can. Yeah.
Will it go across?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, there's only one way to find out, right?
Yeah, I didn't even think about YouTube. Phil, see, Phil, this is where
That's when the chat room
this is
comes
when the chat
in.
room comes
right?
in. I get so I don't know in the same. What the hell was that? I get so
Frank. For fuck's sake. I just told Frank. Frank has been so. When I walk in here today, Frank is looks like he walked out of an explosion. His hair's frazzled. His nerves
that's
are
why
shattered.
I put the hat on tonight.
And he starts going off on a tirade. F this person, F that person, and if this and you've been like this for weeks now. It's tax season, right?
That's restrained. Let's do restraint with the T.
Let's try that. Sorry, I kind of caught me.
We're having to train the producer on the fly here.
Yeah, we got a new producer. They're saying that I need a pop filter. I'm all loud and shit.
Yeah, I see you over here. Let me
Let
me give you a reach around here, Joe. All right,
There you go, Frank.
Try
Give me a
that.
reach around. So let's go back to that. What is it, Frank? Is it tax season? I know that you
An
help your
itch?
dad. during
What?
tax-
Oh,
No. The fact that even right now you look like you're about ready to kill me. You have
Yeah.
this look.
this time of year, I'm helping out with the family business. I've got my 40-hour plus week job a week.
Right.
I have this. I have some stuff going on
Family.
outside of here. Plus, I have the other side of PB that I have to take care of, which is the PR and media relations for some people. I have to handle that during the week. Honestly, right now I'm working about 95 hours a week. 95 to 100 hours a week. And that, when I did that 10 years ago, it was all good. This age shit's starting to I'm trying not to cuss, but damn.
Right.
This age stuff is just like really catching up with me. It really is.
What are you pushing, 50?
I'm not there yet.
You're almost 50, aren't you?
All right, let's see. Let you go up just a hair. Let's try that. We'll get this sound right for you. So,
You're diverting the question.
hey, I'm not gonna say how old I am because mentally I feel 20.
Are you, I forget if you're younger than me or. I think you are.
No, I think you're a little older than I am
Just a little bit.
because you used to say "F it, I'm 40" before I could.
Right.
So,
Wow. You remember that.
yes.
Now I'm saying, now it's not F and I'm 40. It's like, holy shit, I'm almost 50.
Now, throw out a restraint song. Maybe this'll. Rick, I'm about to be 46. Frank, no. Honestly, Rick, I'm right with you. I mean,
You're
dead
46?
and I'm 45. So,
I'll be 50
yep.
in a couple months.
Now that's the true F it is F it. I'm 50.
F it. I'm 50.
Everyone's like, you old fucks. I've been trying to avoid that, and I just dropped it. Thanks, chat. I don't know. I can't think of a restraint song. What's a good restraint song?
I mean, there's one that looks here. I'm not even sure that I'm looking at the right thing here. There's this.
I don't believe that's the right one. Go down a little
Well,
bit.
they also got one up here.
The hip replacement. Let me get my knee replacements done first.
Phil with these damn hip replacements. Man, I don't know.
I don't even think they're on YouTube. Doesn't look
Oh, they
like
are definitely on YouTube. They're just going to be buried because they haven't been around for a while. Let's see. Restraint Shallow. I think that's one of theirs. Yeah, screw it. Let's play it. If it ain't the right one, we'll try again later.
Going to break.
It's a live one, so if this ain't right, yeah, sorry for your kids.
Give me one thrust, give me one thrust, give me one thrust! Boom! It's one thrust, come on! Take a picture! No. Pretty good. Two minutes you got, 2 minutes you got.
You know, it's a good thing about dating high school girls. Hey, my mama's got a beat-up truck. She's always thinking of stuff. I think she'll let you down. Hey, my daddy's got a mean old scar. Picked it up in a bar. Won't take it no more. Hey, my sister's got a voice, you know. She don't like the show. I think it's time to go. Hey, my brother's gonna beat your ass. He's gonna take your name. He's gonna smoke your grass. I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's keep your ass away from me. I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's keep your ass away. Hey, your mama's got an evil smile. I heard her voice one time and made my soul curl. Hey, your daddy's got a fucked up name with nothing to say. You best keep him away. I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just keep your ass away from me. I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Best keep your ass away. I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's keep your ass away from me. I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's keep your ass away. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's keep your ass away from me. I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. You best keep your ass away. Let's keep your ass away.
Welcome back to Project Slam from Project Backstage. I'm Frank.
And I'm Corey.
What happens to be Joe Deucer?
Joe Deucer.
Joe Deucer.
Or Joe Deucer. I like it. I
love
kind of
these-
like it.
Over the years, the producers are always just horny to grab that mic. You know it?
Yes,
Always.
always. But it's actually not a bad thing, though. Let's, we're giving them. Now, here's part of your job: is you have to take our crap. Yeah, just
I'm listening.
talk
I'm
to
very
Billy
aware.
Drury, and he'll explain to you what you're in for working for this show.
Joe Deucer, you're not even 21 yet, are you?
No.
You're just a pup.
Oh, we're gonna have him out in cellophane in the middle of Southwest traffic way before the summer's over.
This is Christina Cook. Just in case, Frank, I know you know this, but anyone listening, remember Cook Productions, Christina Cook, Miss C?
Yep,
Used
Miss
to do-
C.
Used to do shows everywhere.
Yeah, she's working with PB now. So
Well, this is her son.
and,
So we're training we're training the next generation.
and Rick, to your comment just now that we should take phone calls, we're going to do something better. Yeah, this weekend we're coming in here, and as I said, we're going to change things up a little bit. Because with Joe Deucer coming in, being younger, he's got a little bit better handle on the influx of technology that we can use. And it's old technology, but how to incorporate Skype. So if people wanted to come on, they can either voice call by Skype or even video chat, and we could put them on the video with us.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So like, if Rick wanted to call in next week, he could actually video chat us through Skype, and we could put him on another window up on our main stream.
Right.
And
what about? Does it have to be too?
I like that, Phil. I'm all set up for video. I can virtually tell Rick to suck it.
What's scary is what people can do unexpectedly once we have them on cam.
I like that.
Right.
We're not censored on this show. We try to be, but we're not going to hold people back either.
It could get interesting for sure.
Yeah, I'm all for doing this, and we hope to have that set up for next Thursday for people to call in, video in, and be part of this. I think that'll help add to the dynamic of what we're trying to do here. And also these graphics that we're using, they're okay, but man, it looks pretty bland after using it for a little while.
So
we could use a little color.
We can update it a little bit. So you were saying at break, you were telling me that I noticed you were engrossed in your computer over there.
And I'm trying to confirm it. You guys can't see what I've got all in front of me, like right here, but I've got 4 other screens in front of me trying to watch the news. Like I said, if things are trying to break, and plus we've got the TVs on the walls, that you can see. Well, actually, back behind Corey's head, you can see where we have our monitor stream. We've got our chat up there, and then we've got currently it's Fox News, which okay, whatever. It's a news channel. It's what we chose.
You picked it,
and we've got all of this on here. Plus, I've got all of this other stuff in front of me to try to keep up with in case of any breaking news. And one of the things that I saw come across my phone, and I haven't been able to confirm it through a second source yet, that Los Angeles has now gone on the shelter-in-place order. And if that's the case, that's all. San Francisco was already there. Sacramento was there already. The only one really left out there is San Diego. That I haven't heard of yet.
Man, I'm so worried.
What worries you about?
I don't know.
I mean, besides just the financial impacts, I think that's going to wind up taking care of itself over the time. I'm not so much worried about the financial impacts yet.
Well, look, for almost being freaking 50, I
But you're not in the red zone of over 65.
Right. I want to be level-headed, and so whatever it is that I'm taking from the news, whether it's the BB, I want to take that as fact. But there's something still, and I just keep having this thought of like, what's really going on, and I don't want to be that kind of person.
Oh, you're going tinfoil hat.
Yeah, and I know that sounds silly, and for me to even tell you that makes me feel silly, but I just can't shake that. And I know it's probably for not for good reason, who knows?
I understand your fears, and I understand where a lot of theory can come from something like what we're going through.
Right.
And I truly am trying to believe with everything I've got that it really is just what it is. And that's a virus that has kind of taken this world by storm. And we're going to have to get past the burnout of it.
Right.
Now, how we get there, personally, I believe we're behind the curve as far as what we should have done a while back. I think we're playing catch up now, and it's not having the results that we'd hope to see. Look at Italy. That is a horrible situation over there. We don't want to be Italy.
Oh, absolutely not. But when I started hearing, I think you said something about, military National Guards already being deployed. What did you say, in Wisconsin and Minnesota, and that's kind of like when it's like, wow, this is getting crazy. And now I see you staring off into your computer over there with this look on your face.
I'm getting more alerts out of other cities. So I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep
Oh, no, you're all good.
So.
I think one of the things I'm mainly worried about is that I have a family member that's in the Navy, and he was training for a hospital corpsman in the Navy. And right now they're sending a lot of the people that have medical training in the Navy to go out and help directly people with coronavirus. So,
right.
And that worries me, because I know that my cousin, which is younger than me, is handling people with coronavirus face-to-face, hands-on. And
Yeah,
that's a good. You're justified to be concerned.
Phil. Was it Phil? Yeah, Phil brings up a good thing that we're not Italy and we're not following Italy. But that's the framework that we are working on. Or sorry, Rick says we're not following them, and that's a good thing. That's because we don't want to have those kinds of deaths,
right.
And people are going to get sick from this. This is the reality. And if we all, let's just say tomorrow, for some reason, Trump comes out and says, we're going on nationwide lockdown. All the businesses are closed. We're just going to lock it down for 14 days. The biggest concern is, do people have enough food? This is what I'm hearing. Let me clarify. Well, how do I have enough food in the house? Maybe you don't. But that, even in Italy, they could still leave to go to the grocery store, get their food, and go back home. Yeah,
right.
But there's other restrictions, and it's a little complicated for those that haven't researched it. Just research it is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. There's ways to handle this. Not everybody carries 2 weeks worth of food, especially like New York.
Right.
They buy generally for the day, maybe the next day.
Right.
And because there's so many little stores that
most
the thing is you get under quarantine and you have to stay at home for 2 weeks. For me, that'd be video games and sleeping and
right.
and relaxing and getting an ex parte after the 2 weeks from Ange, and it would be it wouldn't be that horrible.
What about those that live paycheck to paycheck, hand to mouth? That
and Rick brings up, how do people pay their bills? That's the tough one, and that's where this supposed influx of money, I'm sure they're going to get it done, is
right.
supposed to help with. Now, is that going to correct it? No, but I know I've gone 2 weeks without a job before, and yes, it's playing some catch up. And yes, some jobs wouldn't be there when you came back. It would cause some hell. I'm not going to say it's not. I'm not going to say, this would be a great thing to go into quarantine.
Well, I think anybody, regardless of their financial situation, if you had to make things work for a couple weeks, most people are going to say, yeah, no matter how tight their financial situation is at that moment, could say, well, 2 weeks, we'll figure it out. But I think when you start getting beyond that, that's when, people that have no money coming in. And
that's where it gets really, I don't know. I'm hoping this don't happen. I want to clarify this right here. I really don't see it happening either, because it seems like, yes, we're getting big numbers right now, but we also just got testing really online.
Right.
And so the numbers are going to jump whenever you're able to test more people. So, I mean, that's just how it's just averages or whatever. I don't even know the word. And do I have all the answers? Hell no.
No, I mean,
I'm a freaking mechanic. For 40 hours a week. I don't have the answers on this.
I know people that both husband and wife work in the service industry are now all of a sudden
and see
no income at all, no nest egg.
And let's say you go ahead and you get unemployment on that. In Missouri, that's $4.25 that you get paid an hour. don't take into effect tips and all this other. But now we're also getting into the scary side of this, and I really don't want to go down that road because there's, this is a bad thing. That's all there is to it. What we're going through as a society is a horrible thing right now, and the ramifications of it are huge. And yes, a lot of people are scared, and for damn good reason. But I also would like to believe in my heart that, the people that have it extra would help out the ones that don't.
The ones that have extra are the ones that are buying up all the bread. So when guys like me who are like, if I can
cannot
make
find
it to
toilet paper anywhere. Luckily, I had a stock because I am one of those guys. Certain things. I didn't say I went and bought all of it. I'd kick a friend's cart over in a heartbeat if I saw him in the store right now. But
right.
it just, I don't.
I've been waiting for right now.
Man, you're taking me down the dark hole, and I didn't want to go there. So.
But that's the reality, Frank. When I hear there's no bread, I'm living, and things like that. All I'm thinking, it was like, man, I haven't been able to.
See, that's also where, it's. And see, and Rick brings a good point up. Missouri's less than $350 a week, and he's a union pipe fitter at the upper end
right
of his career. So that's not enough. What can you live on $700 a month? Or I'm sorry, on $1,400 a month.
I don't think I'm even eligible for anything like that.
Well.
I mean, for real. I mean, and I'm not trying to make this about me because I just know there's so many people that.
But it is about you, and it's about me, and it's about Joe, and it's about Rick and Phil and Billy and anybody else. Jonathan the Good. It's, Jonathan. I didn't even see his message until just now that, near Denver is considering shelter in place. So. It's going to get to a point where enough of these cities are going to move to shelter in place, or even states like what the government was talking about tonight or today.
Right.
That eventually it's going to become a national thing. And
right. And not to sound the alarm, Frank, I know so many awesome people, whether it's family or friends, that, you're never going to drive by 435 and 24 or, and see me living under the bridge. I mean, but for some people that could be.
Was that our top of the hour alarm?
Reality?
Okay, because we have. Let's go ahead. Look, this has gotten dark, and that's not where we want to try to take the show. And I understand it's for damn good reason, because this is society that we live in now, and it's not going to get better tomorrow.
No, I got a 13-year-old at home who asked me the other day, "Is this the zombie apocalypse, Dad?" I said, "No, of course it's not."
It's a lot of entertaining videos have come out of this.
I almost seen the disappointment in his face when I said, "No, it's not." It's just a virus. There's going to be no zombies. I can see he was almost hoping I was going to say the opposite. But no, seriously, I've got a 13-year-old who's concerned. I can see the worry in his face, and being, the man of the house, I put on that game face. Everything is going to be all right.
Yeah.
And so forgive me for getting away from that for a couple hours and just kind of letting my guard down here. And you're right. Everybody's bombarded by the darkness of this all day long.
And the truth of the matter is, it is truly out of our control what happens next. And I think that that's what really scares a lot of people. We have to rely on these people that we elected, and in many cases, people that didn't want these people in office, but have them, and have to now trust who they didn't want or who they did want. Yeah, either way, I'm not going to go political on this, but we now have to put faith in these people that are in office that honestly are not giving us a whole lot of hope currently.
Yeah.
I think if you guys keep this up instead of Project Slam, it should be called Project News Channel.
Well, this is unfortunately the dominant thing in society right now, and you cannot avoid it. That's the reason why we have 3 people in the studio instead of the show that this normally is, and it just sucks. So, and Rick has awesome point. It's the glaring need for human compassion, understanding the unity that's needed most right now, and that's the truth.
And I hope, again, what we were saying earlier.
And I tell you what, if any of my neighbors, any of my friends, anything, if they ever called me and said they needed something and I had it, it would be I would do whatever I could to make sure they had it.
Yeah.
That's just how it has to be. Even if I don't know you and I can tell you're in need, I'm going to give it to you.
Has to be, should be. It should always be that way.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
And now more than ever, you need to take care of your neighbor. You really do. Let's take a break, get reset, come back, and kind of go back through this again. So Project Slam, we'll be back. Twitch.tv/Project Backstage is the best place to watch if you want to actually hear music during the breaks. So we'll be back. I'm Frank.
Corey.
This is Joe.
And out.
Through the fields of kings, harvesting the flesh of
We're back here, Project Slam, out of Merriam, Kansas, a little suburb of Kansas City. I'm Frank.
This is Corey.
This is Joe.
And when we went to break, we were talking about the worst virus to hit us since LimeWire in 2005.
Well, I remember another virus.
And I joke about it because at this point, that's all you can do. You can't do anything else. But
No.
you remember LimeWire?
I remember LimeWire.
That was the Napster follow-up.
Yeah.
Joe, do you remember LimeWire?
He doesn't remember LimeWire. He's not even 20 years old.
But, man, regardless of all this past week, the Microsoft and Sony came out showing, basically showing their next-gen consoles.
Right.
The PS5 and whatever the hell Xbox is going to call their new Xbox. I have to say, Xbox absolutely, in my opinion, just wrecked Sony when it comes to specs.
You have one of
And
everything. So
I'm going to wind up buying them both, so it don't matter. It's
I guarantee you, without even asking you, there's no way Angie knows the things that you own.
no.
There's no
She
way.
don't. No, she don't.
Because you're always talking about the new, and I see half the stuff that you've brought down here. I guess I should say
this was my overflow.
that you're hiding down here is what I mean. The stuff that you are hiding down here. You have one of everything. I know you have. I guarantee you, whatever you have down here, you have one at home because
Yeah.
I just know you.
Yeah, I do. And if I brought it down here, it gave me an excuse to buy another one.
You can't help yourself.
It,
That's why I don't buy electronics, because I know that sooner or later I'm going to be able to buy stuff off of you.
you bought my old PS3, or was it a PS4?
PS4. And it
Yeah,
all
it was
modded up.
PS4. Yep, the modded PS4. Yep, I remember that one.
Yep. Yeah, so anyone out there, you're thinking about upgrading to a new TV or anything, just wait. Frank will eventually have one to sell for it to you.
Sorry, I'm getting alerts, and we did confirm that LA goes on lockdown at midnight. So that's pretty significant. The second largest city in the nation is now going on lockdown.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm getting more alerts. Go ahead, talk about something.
Now, is that, I mean, how's that enforced? Will there be military
honestly,
on the ground?
I don't know.
And what are the consequences if you don't comply? I mean, it's really, it's just interesting that you say that. So are they the first? I mean, I'm confused.
No, they're not the first, but they won't be the last either. Phil's saying local police, not exactly martial law, just a curfew enforcement.
Right on.
So, think of the plaza for adults. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It is.
And I also, now, with all of this going on and more people working from home and holy shit. Okay, those numbers were not what I expected to see. Yeah, anyway. Currently at 13,678 cases with 200 deaths. That's actually, it sucks that we've lost 200 people to this, but in the percentage wise, I don't know. But so Corey, radio show. Let's do it.
Right. I'm sorry. It's just, yeah.
It's honestly, it's overwhelming. But back to gaming, because that's what I'm going to be doing for 2 weeks whenever Kansas City finally gets its share of stay at home.
And you'll be able to, the way I understand, as far as you gamers go, it looks like the gaming place.
Here's my thing. Do you play Call of Duty, the new one?
I don't have the new one.
Okay, I play a lot of it, like more than I should, like embarrassingly amount of it. And they came out with the new Battle Royale mode. And are you a Battle Royale?
I can't
player?
stand the Battle Royale at all.
And that's where I'm kind of at with this, because I really thought I started liking Fortnite. I really like Apex. these different ones. I played PUBG. Really, I mean, PUBG's whatever. But I was like, okay, well, I really like COD, so here's Warzone, and it's 150 people getting dropped on this map, and I haven't played Plunder yet, which is, they have two modes. They have Plunder and they have the basically just go kill everybody, with teams or even by yourself now. And I don't know, maybe I just suck at it, but I haven't really found a love for it yet.
I would say out of any of the games like that have the same type of genre and play style, to drop in and survive and be the last team standing.
I'm obviously in the minority looking at the chat room right now. People are loving it. What is it that I'm missing to help me find the love of it? Because I play the game, like I said, way more than what I should. What am I missing from this mode? Besides, I'm just not good at it yet.
Friends.
Well, I've got friends on there, thanks to Phil. He hooked me up with a whole bunch of people. But
listen, you need friends that play the game
Billy's
religiously.
on there. I forgot Billy's on
you.
there. Yeah.
I always play Apex because I feel like I have a better chance of winning because there's less people, less
Apex
teams.
is fun. I really like Apex.
I enjoy Apex a lot. I even enjoy the new ranked mode, the new rewards that they give, and I even got one of those new modded controllers by Razer. All the seams light up with the rainbow color.
Razer is an amazing company for hardware.
Like 6 extra buttons on the back that you can program into the Xbox for extra controls while playing any type of battle royale game.
Yeah. So you're a PC player more than console is what I'm hearing.
I'm more of a console than PC. I would say it's in between. I enjoy both.
You on Xbox then?
I'm on Xbox.
Okay, because I was hearing
PC.
keyboard and mouse. So
No. Razer released a controller for Xbox.
Really? Why has no one told me this? Yeah,
It is a beautiful controller. It was like $150. I got it at the Micro Center in Overland Park.
Rick's still getting smoked by bots in Black Ops 2. Honest to God, though, all kidding aside, Black Ops 2 is still to this day one of the most solid games. I just love playing Black Ops 2. Good luck finding an online game, but I just love that game is just kind of awesome, especially in bots. You turn that shit up to hard. Good luck. I want to see Corey try to play against the bots in Black Ops 2.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. But I kind of enjoy the first Black Ops more because the running, it sounds more fluent. And whenever you let go of the analog stick, you actually feel your character stop.
Yeah.
And Black Ops 2, what I didn't like about it when it came to zombies and multiplayer, after you're done with the sprint, your character kind of slides a little bit. So I'd say the movement in Black Ops 1 is a little more fluent. And because of that...
Then Black Ops 2?
Really? Yeah.
Nah.
Go put it side to side, load it in, and just do a straight sprint, let go, and you'll feel in Black Ops 2 that your character kind of shuffles forward a little bit before he stops.
Well, it's called forward momentum.
But depending
what's
on
in motion
the type
will stay
of,
in motion.
It was you staying in motion, but depending on the game mode that you play, that small amount of momentum can kill you.
Oh, Atari 5200. Wow. We're going way back now.
I'm with Rick there.
How about we bring in a Pong console instead of Xbox?
Yeah, how about an old Odyssey? ColecoVision. I had one of those.
Oh, ColecoVision.
Yes.
See? You're one of those kids.
Yes, I was.
The
Nintendo
Odysseys.
Entertainment System. You said you had one of these NESs?
I got a... You remember when my friend, the gentleman that I was caring for years, when he was a hoarder, so when he passed and we had to clean out his apartment, in one of the we found a brand new Nintendo NES. So it's just been sitting at the house. It's the Duck Hunt. It's got the
Oh, you got the gun?
It's got the gun.
You got to bring it
It's
in
got
here.
the Mario Brothers combo duck
Look,
hunt
I know
game.
you're trying to
Oh,
make
you
some scratch
sad
off this.
sap.
I'll give you the scratch. I don't care. I want an NES in here.
Well, I'll bring it in because the deal is
I will stream
I've been dying.
games from the NES.
I've been dying to play that, and I also got digging through some stuff.
I wonder if you should have to blow on the cartridges today to make them work.
What was it?
That's a little more complicated. You gotta whip out in the spray bottle a nice silk rag to clean off the disc compared to just blowing in the cartridge. It's a little more complicated.
What are you talking about on the PS1?
I'm talking about any disc game that runs a disc.
The PS1 had horrible drive issues, but
Yeah,
yeah,
Transylvania.
you have that
Yeah, it's good.
Castlevania,
Yeah, it's gold. It's in the
Legend
gold.
of Zelda.
No, it's some. It's. I thought it was something Vania, Transylvania, or
Castlevania.
Castlevania. Yes.
That's what I just said. I thought,
And it's in
it was-
it's in a gold cartridge. The casing is like reflective.
The only gold cartridge was Legend of Zelda.
Maybe that's what it is.
And it's the original Legend of Zelda, which if you can beat that in a week, I'd give you $1,000.
Really?
You won't do it, but I'd
Really?
put that on the table. No Google, no, yeah, no,
No cheating.
yeah, but actually play it without, and you could have all the hours you want in a day.
Well, I
If
got
you
all
beat
the
it in a
hours
week,
I need
I've got
right now.
$1,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna break that open tonight.
But don't Google it because obviously there's puzzle parts to it. But Bob's like, challenge accepted. But you have to understand, Bob, Corey's never even played the game. But, yeah, so
I want to. My
good luck
gaming-
finding level 4. That's all I can say.
My gaming was right up there with it just ended.
Oh, I guess there was a gold cartridge for Castlevania.
Yeah, then that's the one I got.
And Mark, no, this is not the like self-quarantine because we're not in self-quarantine yet. It's coming, I have a feeling, but we're not there yet. We are social distanced, and there's only 3 of us in the studio, so I have to keep saying that just in case the police show up again to count us.
Right.
So
Let them come in. Well, maybe not.
I kind of want to add it onto your bet. For NES, I would probably put down $3,000 if you could beat the game Ghost and Goblins.
is that the cartridge?
Yep, that's what I got.
Okay, I'll see. I don't know if this will show. Yeah, this is what Billy sent me, and I can't. Oh, I guess I could look at the actual live stream, but yeah, I guess there was. I stand corrected. There was a gold cartridge for Castlevania. So,
Got to find the ET game.
you know, I heard about this ET stuff, and wasn't that game so bad that they threw a whole bunch of them away, and they found them just recently?
Yeah, it was in some big burial out in the Vader. There's a
That
Netflix-
game was freaking horrible.
Oh, it was.
It was absolutely garbage. It seemed like something Billy would write.
Boy, I remember having the Atari and the band Journey. They had their own game. It was called Escape, like the album, and
Oh, I remember that.
it
Yeah,
was trash too.
I can see the delay now because Billy's like, "Wow."
I was more concerned of the graphics for it, because you couldn't have, have you ever seen the Indiana Jones version on Atari? Have you played that?
You mean Pitfall?
No. Indiana Jones. Well, is it Atari? I'm probably thinking of. I think it's Atari 5200. There's an Indiana
Pitfall?
Jones. It's not Pitfall.
Okay.
There is an Indiana Jones game that you have that
For
that's
Atari,
there-
for the
Atari.
5600 or the 2600?
I believe it's for the
5600
52
was garbage, but it was.
It's
Well,
for the
what's the
5200.
Yeah, the 5200.
It is for the 5200.
Okay.
I mean, of course, like any Indiana Jones game, you got symbols and puzzles to solve. But the issue with it is, you can never figure out what to do because the images that they gave you were just square dots, and you wouldn't know which dot to put in
Right.
what room.
Oh, I hated
just-
that.
You had
it
to
was
use your
it was so
imagination
confusing.
And all the hell I'm giving Billy tonight, I have a feeling him and Phil are going to team up and team kill me whenever I finally play with them online again. But but all this nostalgia gaming. Yeah, and I don't know if it could ever work, but I would love to have some type of I don't know, like a competition of this nostalgia gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, of this old stuff on the actual consoles. Finding the stuff would be a bear, though.
Yeah, that would be.
Raiders of the Lost Ark was for the Atari 2600. So
that's what I was thinking. Not 52. Yeah, he got it. Okay, that's at least.
And Bob, I'll play
COD
COD with you as soon as I'm on next time. Just hit me up. I swear I will. So
was the Atari console? I didn't even realize.
I didn't even the 5200, 5600, whatever it was. I never got a crack at it, but everything I've ever heard, it was just absolute garbage and horrible.
Right on.
I'm sure the chat could tell us all the differences, because I mean that was actually just a hair before I really got into all the stuff. Raiders of the Lost Ark on Atari. It took 2 controllers.
I told you the game is so scary and so hard that it's so bad that they can remember it.
Man, there was a game on PC. This was like in the early 2000s, whenever using video in the game was just coming around, and you had to go through this hospital. And it was like Phantasmagoria or some. It was this brutally graphic game for the time, really? And I remember playing this game with a friend of mine, and it was like the absolute most scared I've ever been in my life on a video game until, what was it, Dying Light is another one of those games that I would love to see you play.
Dying Light.
Because it just, something about it gets you into it.
I love Dying Light. It's so good.
Corona. Dying Light somehow gets you into this game to where you're like walking around, especially like at night, and you just feel fear. Because it's so quiet, and something's coming for you, but it just
That's how
never.
I was with the what was it? The zombie, the umbrella. What was that?
Oh, Resident Evil?
Yeah, Resident Evil. The first.
They have that in VR now.
Really?
I would love to see you play that in VR.
Yes. I don't think I'd. Yeah, I wouldn't play that game at night. Because I'd get all freaked out. I don't think it'd probably be the same now, but.
But with this next gen, is that game's? No, it was like Phantasmagoria, or I remember it was like PHANT Phantasmagoria. So it was something like that. It wasn't Sanitarium, or it wasn't that. It was, but man, and now if you go play it, right. it's probably really tame compared to what we're used to. But I remember that game being on PC, and it was 5 discs, 5 CDs, which now it's like, it all fit on one DVD. But at the time, it was 5 CDs, and Mark, this segment brought to you by Revenge of the Nerds 1, 2, and 3. But it was just this really messed up game that you would walk through through this hospital, this old like mental ward.
That was in 1994, actually.
It was 94.
Yeah, and it was a.
Are you serious? It
was a point and click adventure game.
But it had videos and stuff.
It had real live action figures and videos.
Oh man! But that game scared the hell out of me. In all honesty, it was. Yes, Jonathan. DeGood just sent me the cover, and I remember that now. It was that game. What game got you as a kid? Well, let's start with you, Joe.
Me?
Yeah.
Man.
And Billy, everyone's sending me the covers now. Yes, that is it.
Okay. I remember when I was like, I think 7 or 8, and I was spying on my uncle because he would kick everyone out of this room to play a horror game, and we were really young. I was sneaking into his room and I was watching him play this game. and it was called BioShock. I'm not sure you've heard of that.
Yes, I've heard of BioShock.
I watched him take one of the drills and just tear up one of the people, and the blood spinning all over the drill, flying everywhere, and it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, is there another thing like BioShock 3 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
The funny thing about it, now that I'm older, I'm playing that now too. First, second, and the third one. They're all so good. I love
kind of like Revenge of the Nerds 1, 2, and 3. But no, BioShock was another one. But man, there was another one that I can't remember. But man, it was scary as hell. I can't remember what it was.
I don't even know the console direction you're trying to shoot at me here.
Well, Xbox, PlayStation.
Xbox.
Everything's kind of cross
They had
anymore.
Silent Hill. Silent Hill was another horror game.
Silent Hill, I played a little bit of that. Peggle. Peggle scared Billy, and he wonders why we give him hell. But no, I mean, there's been a lot of great games, and my whole point that I was trying to make with less time than what we used is where are we going to go with this new console, with this next gen, where they have this, the ray tracing of both audio and video to where it's precise. You put on these headphones, or even through your surround sound. Yeah, that damn unicorn. Or even these,
They have eye trackers now too.
Yeah.
You know where your eyes are at the screen. Have you not seen those?
It's getting ready to get like Ready Player One style here, and it's I don't know what to expect, because every time they release a game and you're like, well, how can it get better than this? And then you look back at that game 5 years later. 5 years later, it's like, that was crap, and I thought that was the best. And I can't wait to. Now that's true. Phil brought up the perfect ray tracing and 3D audio. They have a multi-year plan for 3D audio built into the PS5. Now the ray tracing stuff seems a little deep for most people, because they're used to just turn on a TV. You might have a couple speakers in the TV, and it is what it is. But for gamers, like people that play FPS or even the MMOs, that sound and that lighting is everything. And seeing that they're working this through now is extremely exciting, because it brings it almost to an augmented reality, I guess. Is that the way to say it?
I'm not sure the direction you want to take this in, so no,
neither is anybody else. But no, the quality that we could expect, because Respawn, I believe it was a while back, said they're actually downscaling their games because of realism, and they don't want the games to be too real because of killing and because of and it's like I don't know how I feel about downscaling a game in hopes of preventing realism. Isn't that the direction we're supposed to go?
I don't know. I mean, that wouldn't be a debate for me. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like with how gory games are, I feel like it would be very upsetting for them just to have it since gore right now is very high. Intestines fly out of bodies, you'll see organs and stuff come out, and for them just to kind of take that away, the next evolution of games, I think would be really disappointing.
Rick says he's looking at you, Corey, and he feels your pain.
This is when I look at porn. No, actually, I was reading up on a game that came out in '83, which blew my mind and my friends' minds. It was called Dragon's Lair. And
they still have arcade machines of Dragon's Lair.
I remember that game.
It was the first video game.
Dragon's Lair. Holy. Wow.
And I remember we had an arcade in our town that we used to live out of, but then like this local eatery somehow.
That's like back at Dig Dug and Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, totally.
And those days that this game was like the ultimate, you know.
Man, I was like I was like a kid when video games just became the rage. Every damn quarter I came into went into I got $1 in my pocket and ran to the arcade. But I remember when this game came out, it blew everybody's mind. The graphics were so incredible, but I was reading it worked on a laser disc. That was the technology.
Is that what that was?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
It was the technology behind it. And
Dragon's Lair.
Do you remember
Man, yes, I do. I remember people standing around in the arcade, like someone would be playing it,
Yeah.
and get close to never saw anybody beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they would get so close and then just get absolutely annihilated after dropping quarter after quarter after quarter in this thing.
It would get.
Well, I mean, at some point, pretty soon after slamming quarter
Oregon
after quarter,
Trail.
I mean,
Oregon Trail, right? That was a good one too.
someone would look, like an arcade hero, acing that game
Lemonade stand.
after putting so many quarters through and into it.
Rick Hughes dies of dysentery. Yeah,
Right.
man, Oregon Trail. I used to get lemonade stand. I don't think anybody's brought that up. Do you remember that? We used to have to play that
on the Apple.
Yes, on the old Apple IIe.
Right. What was it? The Commodore 64.
Oh god, yeah.
No, man, but one of
I
the
would
things,
love for the arcades to come back.
what
Mark.
you guys missed was like because arcades would get competitive, right? I remember like
Yes,
crowds of kids standing, around
Super
a
Mario
machine.
Brothers. My dad used to keep a roll of quarters in the car for like car wash and parking because he worked downtown. Yeah, he'd keep a roll of quarters, and he always got the roll of quarters on Sundays.
Right.
And if he hears this, he's going to shoot me. But he knew I did it. There's no way
He
couldn't have known in retrospect. But I would wait until I knew that he had the quarters in the car,
Like a little
and
junkie.
I'd run down and go grab this papered, roll of quarters, and snag him and hop on my bike and head out the garage door. Like I had to get out of there quick after I touched these quarters, and just rolling to the nearest video games that I could find.
Yep.
And he would always, looking back, he always remember, well, maybe I didn't get the quarters. He knew damn well I took $10 in quarters. So, but
There used to be like Tron. Have you ever seen the old Tron stand-up game in black lights?
this chat room's kind of awesome. But anyway, go ahead.
Have you ever seen that game? You probably have. It's a great cabinet, man.
Which one is it?
Tron.
Yeah, I remember Tron. Yep.
Yeah, the cabinet was awesome, and it was had the black lights. See, that's what I miss because there's an art to those old cabinets. Like
Yes.
if ever there was ever a day that I got to build my own man cave, I would have some of those old vintage games. Just the cabinets were awesome.
Yes. And I would love to actually, because they sell those damn, the mini cabinets.
Right.
I don't want the mini cabinets that you
No,
see at
you want the
Walmart or
full thing.
Costco or whatever. I want the full cabinet. I want to line the walls in here with full cabinet.
Zaxxon
arcades.
was another favorite.
Oh my God! I can't tell you on ColecoVision how many hours I spent trying to beat Zaxxon.
I love Zaxxon, man, and like I said, the Tron and Star Wars had a great one. That was a great one, man. I spent many hours back in the day at the arcade.
Yeah, man. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on right now, but we're going to take a quick break so that I can figure out what is happening with the news. And we'll be right back. So, Project Slam.
Looking out the window with
If you write anything on your computer, you need to get Grammarly.
I write pretty much all day.
As I'm getting older, I need more hours in the day. Days are getting shorter and they slip away from me. Oh, and I know I'm powerless to change it. I feel, I see no way to overcome it. So I squeeze so much into the day, knowing I can't finish what I wanted to. Living claustrophobic, lots of stress are closing in on me. 24 is not enough to even scratch the surface. Oh, and I know that everyone goes through this. It still doesn't mean that I'm happy to do this. So I squeeze so much into the day, knowing I can't finish what I wanted to. I need more time. I need more time. Oh Lord. Oh. I've counted every second and every minute too. The minutes turn to hours. We're still so much to do, yeah. The days are so uncertain. There are no guarantees. If I complete just one thing, it's like a victory. So much into the day, knowing I finish what I wanted to. I need my time. I need more time. Listen to me. Listen to me. Oh.
Project Slam, PB. I'm Frank.
Corey.
Joe.
And just to close out that last segment, we've decided you need to play Ghost and Goblins.
Ghost and Goblins. Is it going to scare me?
No, it's going to be hard as hell, though. 9 Volt Junkie, our buddy Phil in the chat room, that's his old band. Apparently my dementia acted up, and I was asking him during the break, is like, what was a good song? Because I couldn't remember of a name of one. It wasn't that I didn't remember the band. I wanted to clarify that.
Your whole demeanor has changed.
What do you mean my demeanor's changed?
Going back, like from when we first got here, this talking video games, talking music, interacting with the guys in the chat room has been good for you, is all I'm saying.
Well, I am in the rut, especially with what's going on. And speaking of breaking news, it's the entire state of California going on lockdown at midnight. That's what was flashing up on our screen and was just totally took me off of our topic.
Right.
But honestly, with all this stuff going on and this whole virus thing, I get in my rut. I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I do whatever I do there, whether it's play games or have to do other stuff or, just time with the family, whatever. Go to bed, wake up, rinse, repeat. I think that for me, that would be the hardest part. Now, we are going to task Joe with a new thing live since I haven't talked to you about it. And that's if we do have to go to lockdown and, we're stuck inside, we're going to leave it up to him to figure out how to get us via Skype through whatever computer he has to still broadcast the show. So that even if we're in lockdown at all of our houses, we could still make this happen. I don't think it would be hard for him, but it's something that we need to, apparently, I never thought I'd say it, start looking that direction.
Right.
I can't believe it's fantastic that we're even talking about staying open, how we were talking about all these venues closing down and stuff, and we're still going to be running this show every Thursday. We're still going to be kicking
one way or another. We've got to. Honestly,
can we use a remote viewer kind of thing.
That's why I'm going to task him, and he's going to tell us what we need to do, and we're going to kind of go there. Oh man, Rick's going to naming everybody's X song or a Changing Faith song. Oh, Changing Faith, man. There was one in particular. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. Man, I can't think of the name of it.
It'd be like Fly Away.
Fly Away. That
I know that's your favorite Leo Project song. I was like,
no, actually, that wasn't. Perfect World was my favorite Leo Project song. Thanks for making me look like a total ass now because I was able to pull that out of my ass like that. But I can't think of a Changing Faith song. But either way, and these first few weeks for us has been really more of kind of reacquainting, kind of getting the equipment going, seeing where we are, technically, and just kind of throw something together each Thursday. It's time to really work down the show and make it become something that we all know that it can be. And we want to hear from you. What do you want to hear us talk about each week? Is it gaming? Is it music? Is it, current news? Is it, what is it you want to tune into in here every week? Is it us trying to be funny? That's a challenge at times. But, what is it that you want us to hear? Fly Away from Evelyn Awake. Yeah.
Evelyn Awake, I'm sorry.
Social Distance. That's a good song.
Social Distance, right. Sounds so metal.
Yeah. The pip farting on a snare drum, I think Corey could pull that off.
Not good.
I really do. But no, I mean, we're going to develop the show. We're going to kind of bring it up now. It's, if anybody remembers, and it's been a long time, I doubt if anybody remembers my first real show that kind of put together. It's still going, but it's not what it was designed to be. This is kind of what we did at first, is just kind of wing it.
You're going to go ahead and plug them again.
No, I am not. I have no intentions of that.
I think, it's no big deal, because I think, I remember going on the show a couple times to pimp and promote
But that was
shows.
Also when it was good.
Right. Right. It was a lot of fun. We had fun with that.
No, it was a good time, but, it's time to bring it around.
Well, here's my question to you, is I think originally, and still, I think the idea was to provide a platform for our friends in the music scene. That was the concept of Slam Radio in its original version. And that was something we were a launch pad for us for this version.
Right.
We wonder, is it still something that people want? Is it something that we're going to continue? We didn't build this damn radio station, for nothing. Right. So we're going to use it. But this last, how many shows have we done now?
This is like 7.
7. And we haven't even recorded any yet, because we haven't.
We knew this was all just testing ground.
Right.
Right now we're literally throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Billy and Phil and Rick and Bob and Mark and all these people that keep coming back every week. We love that, because this is what we do. And I'm not sure what Mike staticked out, but
And let's face it, with the three of us and the people that did show up in the chat room tonight, we couldn't even all meet at the bar tonight if we wanted to.
no, we can't. This is how we're getting to meet
Right.
now. This
we would
day
be
and
over the
age.
limit. Well, there would be no bars, but we couldn't even meet at the park. I don't think we'd be over the amount of people that is allowed. So, but I don't know. We'll develop the show. One direction or another.
And we're going to take it up. We promise you guys that. We're going to try
to find our audience.
Patrick, how you doing, man? Patrick from Unwritten Rules in there. Hadn't seen him. Let's do shots. We might have to do that next week.
I'll tell you what.
We'll bring the virtual. We'll bring the alcohol in here because we can.
Hey, how about their set at the Voodoo?
Yes. Oh my god. Aaron for Unwritten Rules, the new lead singer.
Right.
Wow.
No, them, and there's bands that you always forget until you see them live. You always
you don't forget Unwritten Rules,
but not that you forget, but you forget how much of an impact they have live.
Yeah, and Unwritten Rules is really good. You could tell Aaron's new to the band. I'll be honest.
Right.
You could tell that he hasn't found his true chemistry yet.
But
but there's chemistry there. I don't want to take that away. But you can tell that there's still just that
good singer.
Getting to know each other. Yeah. Damn good.
Yeah.
Damn good. I was very impressed by them, and Wes was good, and the singers that they've had before. But Aaron's bringing something different to it.
I think so. And they were very powerful. Even during soundcheck, I was like, holy shit. But another one, and Mad Libby has been together forever. But, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know what it is.
That band.
But all of a sudden, it's like something.
Where'd they come from?
Right. It's just like all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. Because it's the same members.
Yeah. And I don't know. Something clicked. And Unwritten Rules did follow up Mad Libby very, very, very well. But Mad Libby, I'd never seen that whole performance was just absolute fire. It was unreal.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just we've seen him so many times, and then we saw him this time. It's like,
I
don't know what it was.
Over the last year or so, I've really kind of thought that. Wow, what corner did they turn that I'm thinking, holy smokes, man. They really, just have a powerful live show anymore. And both them and Unwritten
Jennifer
Rules
is commanding the crowd.
Yeah.
Dana, even from behind the drums, is just, she's got that personality that's shining through on the stage. It was absolutely just I can't say enough about him.
Yeah. It's just that straightforward rock, man. I think that.
And I was teasing Dana after she came off stage. I was like, Dana, I know how hard it is to get a compliment from me. And she kind of laughed. She goes, yes, it is. I was like, I got to give it to you. You killed it.
Yeah.
You absolutely killed it.
They do that Zeppelin medley, and that's just awesome.
And Jillian Risco opened the night with the Wannabes.
Mm-hmm.
That's was fun. And sadly, I missed most of the rest of the bands because we had stuff to do.
Right.
But Jillian, I like the direction that they're going. Wasn't that their first show?
Yeah, they're a cover band,
right?
But they're fun. They do a lot of fun covers, and
and we're talking about when they played the Voodoo here before the whole world shut down. So
just a couple Fridays ago.
But Unwritten Rules and Mad Libby, between those, that was a hell of a close of that night. It left you wanting more between those two bands.
It was, and sometimes depending on who the sound guy is out there, sometimes they pull back.
Luke was up on monitors.
You're right, but whoever it was that night, they were they had that PA going at full volume. It was just incredible. Boy, it was good. Wish I could have made it. My buddy after.
Yeah. Well, our time has come.
It has until next Thursday, and hopefully we'll be able to do the show from here.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think we'll be okay.
I hope so. And
What are your predictions, Frank? Will we be in a better place a week from now?
honestly, I don't want to put that out there.
You know,
I don't. I really am trying to have a positive show,
Right.
and I don't want to. I don't want to. Yeah, that's.
you know what? I think let's end this, Rick. I think let's end it on that. That's something to look forward to. One of the things I mentioned earlier today in my live video was that, you got Rick and Adam Montgomery coming back out and doing live music. You got Greg Ocha
Yep.
coming back with a new band.
Yeah, some of these OG
Yeah.
people, for lack of other terms. So,
Yeah. It never dies.
but everyone, seriously, till next Thursday, be good, keep your head high, and take care of your neighbor once you're taken care of.
That's right.
You got to take care of yourself first, but make sure you take care of the person next to you. So,
Indeed.
it's going to be a wild ride this next week.
What? Wear gloves, wear mask, cough in your shoulder, kind of. Big
Yeah,
old deal.
just live smart. That's it. Just live smart. And, stay safe, everyone. And we'll see you next week. I'm Frank.
This is Corey.
And this is Joe.
Project Slam.
Stayed on the road too long. Been in places I don't belong. Count the miles I've been gone. Went down a path that turned out wrong. It's past time to move on. Leave me alone, I'll sing my song. Well, I refuse to go along. Bend but don't break, I'm way too strong. Walk down this road fly. Set your sights straight and on high. Stay true to yourself and fight for what you believe in. Let the Lord show you the light. I've seen trouble in my town. Stay away until that line. Don't shy away from the signs. Do what you love and don't apologize. Praise the good Lord above. Live with kindness and lots of love. Work until you speak up. Living the dream, kicking ass and taking names. Walking down this road of life. let the Lord show you the light. I know right now your hurt's like a